Hey, CrossFitters, welcome back. It's Coach Bob here at CrossFit Glen Burnie, Maryland Strong Fitness and Nutrition. We're talking about the CrossFit Open Week 1 workout 22.1. I had a chance to do this workout this evening. It's a 15-minute AMRAP. We're going to go over the standards, and I'm going to be able to give you at least my first impressions, along with maybe some tips, and we'll also take a look at the standards. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of take a look at the CrossFit Games video where they go over some of the standards, but then we're going to go in a little more detail on the CrossFit standards. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the workout that we're going to be doing Friday, you're in the right place. All right, first things first, let's get the CrossFit Movement Standard workout up here.
CrossFit Games Open Workout 22.1 is as many repetitions as possible in 15 minutes of 3 wall walks, 12 dumbbell snatches, and 15 box jump overs. Your score is the total number of repetitions completed inside the 15 minutes. For the official movement standards, as well as information about each division and workout variation, download the corresponding 22.1 scorecard and workout descriptions from games.crossfit.com.
Ooh. All right, there you go. Well, not again. Okay. So let's go to the movement standards. Workout description. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can kind of see. I'm not going to go over everything, but I'm going to point out some of the more important points of the workout. So as you just saw, the workout is 15 minutes long, and your goal is to complete as many rounds and repetitions as you can of 3 wall walks, 12 dumbbell snatches, and 15 box jump overs. The standards for the RX division, we'll talk about the different variations, is a 35-pound dumbbell for ladies and a 50-pound dumbbell for gentlemen, and a 20-inch box for ladies and 24-inch box for gentlemen. Now, there's workout variations, and we can see those here. There's an RX version, a scaled version, scaled teenage, masters 55 and older, and scaled masters 55. And I thought that there was also supposed to be kind of like a fitness version too, or a foundations level. So I'm going to keep my eye open for that. So we get all of the standards out here for you guys. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Well, let's take a look at the kind of how you might lay out the workout. Now, because we have the wall walks, we'll probably be at the green turf, and we'll be using the wall there. And Andrew at this moment is installing the tape markers. And we're going to see this in the standard, but 10 inches from the wall, you're going to have a green piece of tape on the ground. And then both at 55 inches and 60 inches, you're going to have another tape on the ground. So there'll be 2 more pieces of tape out here. One is the female standard, one is the male standard. Then you can have your dumbbell kind of off here. Maybe off to the side a little bit, so you could do your wall walks here, and then you have your dumbbell, and then you'd have a box, either a 20-inch box or a 24-inch box. They're recommending having that about 9 feet from the wall. That gives you enough room to work. It's not, I don't think it's mandatory. It has to be 9 feet. It just has to be away from the wall. Okay, so you're going to start here at home plate, so to speak, on this side of the line, and at 3, 2, 1, go, you'll cross over, get down on the floor, and begin your 3 wall walks. Then you'll move on to your dumbbell, do your 12 dumbbell snatches. We know that the dumbbell has to start on the ground for each snatch. And then we have our box jump overs. And we'll talk about those movement standards and all the options you guys got. So this just shows the tape there on the ground. I'll zoom in a little bit more. So the edge of the tape is 60 inches or 55 inches from the wall, and then this edge of the tape is 10 inches from the wall. So that's essentially your starting line and your turnaround point for your wall walk. So you start with your hands touching the line, you walk all the way up the wall till your hands touch the other line. Notice that you don't have to cross the line, you just have to touch it with both hands. And then I did leave out an important detail here, which is both hands must remain on the tape until both feet are on the wall. It doesn't have to be way up here like this, but wherever you can get your feet on the wall and begin your wall walk. Now, obviously, taller individuals will be able to have their hands on the wall and just kind of take a big step up. But you still have to walk your hands this distance back to this tape and then back again before your feet can leave the wall. So start there. Go there, walk all the way up, and then you walk all the way back down, and then you can hit the ground. Okay. Standard wall walk. Now, the scaled version has this, it says 55 inches, and I think that's probably going to be for both men and women. That was a question that Andrea and I had. Does it say here? Well, it's probably going to say in that standard we were just looking at. Yeah, it says 55 inches. That must be for both men and women. That makes sense because what you're going to do here is you're going to start with your hands on the far side of the tape, and then you're going to walk to the other side of the tape. And we have a 2-inch piece of tape, so that's going to work just fine. It's the standard. So you basically, let's go over the step-by-step. So you begin and end with the athlete laying on the ground, and you're going to start and finish the rep there. No part of the hand is touching the line at this point. Not a big deal, but you do have to be on one side of the line. Both hands must remain in front of the tape until both feet are on the wall. Then you're just going to walk your hands back behind the line, so you don't have to go all the way back to the 10-inch line. And fingers are not touching on this side, so you have to cross it clearly and then return back to the starting point, and then you can come back down. So rep after rep after rep, and there's 3 of them, and then you're done. So dumbbell snatch is our standard dumbbell snatch movement. We've done these in workouts before. The coach will go over specifics here, and yeah, so they'll go over the standards in the workout. Nothing particular there. The movement standards for the box jump over, they are requiring a box jump, except in the scaled version where you can step up, and in the masters version where you can step up. So all scaled divisions and masters 55 and older may step up. Otherwise, you have to have a 2-foot takeoff to get to the top of the box and then cross over to the other side. The other thing that was interesting here was that all athletes must step down from the box and for the rep to count. Rebounding into the next box jump is not permitted. So this was something that had some controversy recently, where athletes that were doing bounding were in some sense getting an advantage because they were very elastic and able to bound back up to the box and move very quickly. This is requiring you to step down. I think the main thrust behind that, though, is a safety issue. Rebounding is pretty stressful on the Achilles tendon. So I really think that the main thinking behind this is safety, which is good. I'm glad to see that. Now the scorecard is going to look like this. You'll have your rounds, which your partner or your scorekeeper or judge, however you want to think about that, is going to be checking off that you complete your 3 wall walks, your 12 dumbbell snatches, your 15 box jump overs, hitting the standards of the movement along the way. Check, 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 check. Completing as many rounds as you can. And then when you finish, let's say you finish 6 rounds and 1 more walk, your total would be 180 because you finished the 6 rounds plus 1 more rep. So it'd be 181. Your name will go at the bottom. Workout location is CFGB. Judge, just whoever happens to be holding the clipboard and counting your reps, just put their name in there. That's going to be perfectly fine. They don't have to have passed the judges course or anything like that. All the judges there are going to be, or all the people that are keeping score for you are going to be legitimate there. Don't put my name down there unless I'm the guy with the scorecard, because it's supposed to be the person who's actually doing your scoring. Now, if you think that you may be going on to the quarterfinals and you want, you have a longer competition that you think you're going to go into greater levels and stuff like that, then you might want to get a person who actually passed the judges course. But I'm going to be able to validate all of these based on the scorecard being filled out properly. So I don't think there's any worry there. So just put the name of the person who does the judging and the scoring for you. It'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so that's it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some of my reactions or first impressions on this, and then we'll wrap it up and you guys will be good to go. I'm excited to see the scores that you're going to get. Okay, so when we look at the workout here, it is 15 minutes long. So, and the 3 wall walks is a small number of repetitions. So, you're going to get back to the wall multiple times in the workout. Don't do a Noah Olson. He went out pretty quickly on that. You'll pay a penalty for sure if you go out too fast in the early rounds, and consequently, also if you go out too slow in the first round. So you want to kind of have a steady pace on there. At least that seemed to be what worked well for Patrick Vellner. I probably went out a little bit slower on the first one, just knowing that it was going to catch up to me. But I really, just going between these 3, the wall walks wasn't that many reps. I did rest a little bit on a few of the rounds at the bottom, just trying to catch my breath. I even sat up in between a couple of reps. But for the most part, I tried to do the 3 unbroken. The dumbbell snatches, 12 really wasn't that bad, and so you can kind of quickly move off that. My legs did feel heavy when I got to the box jump overs, so probably in rounds like 3 and 4, definitely start feeling that, me personally. Quick transitions. So there's a lot of transitions in this workout. With 15 minutes, if you get 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 rounds or whatever it is, you're making like a lot of transitions. So I would say in order to get your best score, you really want to move deliberately between stations and begin as soon as you get to that station. So where can you rest? With the wall walks, resting at the bottom, obviously laying on the ground, a breath or 2 there. The dumbbell snatches, you really want to try to get those unbroken as much as possible. And I'll give a little tip later on the dumbbell snatch briefly. And then the box jump overs, you can always set the pace on how quickly you move there. So you kind of have a little bit of built-in rest, and then walking from the box jump overs back to your wall, that could be a little rest area. But you do want to you want to move deliberately throughout that. Otherwise, you're going to build up a lot of wasted time. On the movement standards, I found in later rounds, like on the wall walks, that going slowly between here didn't really, I thought maybe it might help me conserve energy, but it was just more tension on the core and the shoulder position. So I found just to kind of sprint back to the line and then back and down and just try to do them really quickly. So if and when I do it a second time, I'll probably move very quickly, relatively speaking, on the wall walks, and then use the box jump overs to be more methodical. Because just to reduce the amount of time I'm under tension on that wall walk. The core is also really important on the wall walk. So we really got to make sure we keep a nice tight core. If we don't, then it's difficult to reach this position and get your hands here. You're going to just be all bowed out a little bit, and you're like, it's impossible for me to get my hands back here. And the problem area is probably going to be along the core. So trying to keep everything nice and tight and stacked is probably a really good idea. I did try to do that in the workout, and I think I was fairly successful with that, although there's always room for improvement. Dumbbell snatch, definitely finding that the further back I have this dumbbell, the more tension I can develop on the hamstrings and almost have more of a swing movement up overhead versus a traditional snatch position where you're using more of the legs to generate the speed, the quads and stuff. Maybe that's just me, but I just felt that the further back I could get this dumbbell back by the heels, the more tension I could get on the hamstrings and glutes, and then I was able to generate more power through that almost swinging movement, not completely way out, but definitely gave me more tension on that and more speed through the middle versus having the dumbbell out in front. I think that that's something we usually coach about anyway. So a little tip on that. On the box jump and box step overs, I don't really have a whole lot of tip. It's an odd number, so you're going to end up on the other side of the box, which means you're just going to have to walk around. Maybe, let's go back to that diagram briefly. So if they turn this box 90 degrees and then you went left, right versus forward and back this way, that might save you a little bit of time getting back to the wall walk versus having it here, because you're going to do your first box jump. You're going to end up here on this side. Number 15, you'll be over here. Then you have to walk all the way back. So if you had your box turned and you went left and right, that might save you a few seconds. A few seconds every round could add up to 3 or 4 more reps. And that's a good thing when you're looking at the leaderboard with tens of thousands of people on it. A few reps is going to make a huge difference on the leaderboard. Work hard, work diligently. Good luck, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's hard work in the gym on Friday. Take care and hope to see you on Friday Night Lights. See ya. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay active, and have fun. Bye now.